What's going on? Hope you're having a fantastic Tuesday. However, today we are reacting to women are losing their confidence because men are not approaching them anymore. That's an interesting title, to say the least. Title. Whoops. Let's get into this
On
video.
dates. Like they would approach me at bars. But now that I've been single for the past year, I feel like confident in myself. I
That's good.
feel better in how I look now.
Okay.
And I think I have an interesting life now. Like, in order to be interesting, you have to have interests. No one's approaching me, you guys.
They disappeared, and women are in shock. It's not shyness, it's not lack of interest, it's strategic retreat. While women ask, why isn't anyone approaching me? Men are calculating risk, rejection, and humiliation. Today you'll understand why
That's what a
female
lot of people
confidence
fear.
rose and male initiative died.
I just taught a yoga class at Equinox, and one of my students
Okay.
came up to me later in the night at the gym. She was like, "Oh my god, I completely missed your class this week, but I really wanted to take it." And then we got into such a good conversation. Somehow it becomes about dating, and we were both talking about how it's so annoying how men don't approach women at the gym. And I feel like this can go one of two ways.
Okay.
And I get why men are hesitant to approach women at the gym, because it's like, what if you keep seeing each other and it doesn't really go anywhere? Is that
Exactly.
awkward? Whatever. But like,
Yeah.
the gym is a perfect environment. You're not at the bar.
Not really necessarily, because some people slowly go to work out to really just let out their frustration, disconnect from life. Like when I was working out every single day for the last 4 or 5 years, especially in high school, I was every day, headphones in, locked in. I'm wired. I'm dealing with some bullshit at the crib, some bullshit at school, trying to go through this and that and the third. And then as I got older, some things start repeating. You got to pay attention to the pattern recognition so you can break free from that cycle, right? But me, I'm locked in. Woo! I'm trying to be a better me, mentally, physically, and all the above. You feel me?
It's like you've common interests. Maybe you live in a similar neighborhood, or you're in a similar
Yeah,
neighborhood at the
you
same
might.
time. Like, you're all working out. Like, everyone looks hot. Like, why are men not approaching women at the gym and just being normal about it? Like, we should make the gym more of like a community vibe, you know? Like,
Yeah, but that's the thing. Social media and the internet, what a lot of women were doing when it comes to the fitness community is make men look like creeps or weirdos, this, that, and the third. And then it's just like, okay, now we're not even looking. Y'all say don't approach to the gym. Y'all making us feel like a weirdo and somebody that we're not. That motivates people to do that in that gym environment. That's why they rather do it in a different environment. But we're seeing a downfall of people being nonchalant, who has a better nonchalant facade and trying to be all cool, this, that, and the third, and not approach, not talk, and have all their walls up. You got to let that shit go. That's a part of the old narrative. We got to let all of that out.
even when you go to workout classes, people are in, out, on their phone. Like,
Damn.
no one is like building connection. So it was so nice that this girl just came up to me and started talking to me, and she was my student, and I actually got to know her. And then we got to bond over the fact that like men are not coming up to women at the gym or just in general in life.
Not
And
bonding, y'all. Just
I know
trying
it's
to
not
say
just
that.
me that's feeling frustrated by this. I know it's not just me. There are so many women that are like,
And men.
WTF.
Her frustration reveals the loss of safe social spaces. Men know the gym has become a sensitive zone where one
Exactly.
wrong move can lead to complaints, embarrassment,
Exactly.
or going viral. Even when
Yeah,
women
that
want
was
to be
my
approached,
point.
the system around them screams danger. The problem isn't lack of interest, it's too much risk. Men used to be encouraged to start, now they're trained not to bother. The result is a social desert. She wants spontaneity in a place that punishes it. Until that changes,
Ooh,
eye contact
that's a
will keep
bar.
replacing words.
Like so admirable in this day and age to actually have the nerve. Guys, by no means is an open invitation for you to be in the comments being like, well, when I was 13, I had an unpleasant experience with approaching a woman, so I'm never doing it ever again. I'm only doing it behind a screen because I don't have to risk being like called weird. Guys. Or how about, but I'm ugly, I don't make 200K a year, I'm not 6'3", like, guys, come on. Like, touch some fucking grass. Like, I promise you, going up to a woman at the grocery store saying, hey, I think you're pretty, can I get your phone number?
Yeah, there's
Is
nothing
not the
wrong with
scariest
that.
thing in the world.
But
Even
don't-
if it is an unpleasant experience and an unpleasant experience happens again, okay.
Yeah, I agree with that. Like, you're gonna get rejected. It's just bound to happen. But you gotta also think like, what's meant for you ain't gonna pass you. Write that down. Write that down right now. Rejection is redirection. Yeah, your pride, your ego might be hurt because you didn't get that boo, that shorty, that this, that, or the third. But at the end of the day, bro, yes, you got a point. You're gonna have these experiences, and there's nothing you can do about it. It's about how you respond to them, not react to them. Right? That's why I'm making these reaction videos to give you the other side, the other coin, the other understanding of things. that maybe you got to look internally. Maybe you got to look at things with a different perspective. This is why I make these videos. So make sure you smash that subscribe button. God, I can't even speak. Subscribe button because it's free. There we fucking go.
That's exposure therapy. You got rejected, whatever, on to the next. Like, I know this is such a corny, overplayed saying, but you really got to conceptualize the idea of you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Seriously.
Yeah, but that's the thing that people argue is like, okay, why don't you shoot your shot? You know what I'm saying? I think regardless of your gender, if you see somebody you like and you feel that urge, and just do it, bro. I don't care if you're a dude or a shorty, just do it.
I just have no idea how many doors would open for you if you actually had the fucking balls and had the fucking, like, confidence.
This is
to
just
see it
anger
through.
and
You never know
bitterness.
what the other person's thinking. Women by default are usually the ones who are like in captivity or whatever, and the men are supposed to go out and like make the first move. That's like how it's always traditionally been. That's how it's worked for like hundreds of years. Like,
That
but
cycle is
radical
closing out.
feminism
Though.
nowadays, blah blah blah. Guys, that's again. I'm talking about real life, not on the internet, not the Instagram reels you see of like those streamers with ring lights having very unpleasant interactions with like girls on the strip of the bars who are drunk and like being mean to them. Like, we're not gonna bite, right? I'm just saying, if this doesn't apply to you and you want to die in the hill, that you're only gonna reach out to women behind a screen, go ahead. I'm just saying it's way more memorable, way more genuine, and way more respectable from a woman's point of view if a man approaches me, especially in a sober setting where there's no liquid courage involved. It's very admirable.
Why
Like,
you in the
it really
bar
is.
drinking,
And if
shaking
you don't
ass,
want
this, that, and
to
the
do that,
third, you know what I'm
by
saying?
no means do you have to. So
She talks like men still live in 1995, ignoring the
Facts.
modern social cost of getting it wrong. Today, a simple hi can become a screenshot, public shaming, or even an
That is a
accusation.
fact.
When she
You
mocks
got a
fear
point.
and insecurity,
do
she
happen.
shows zero empathy for the risks men face. Courage doesn't grow in a hostile environment. The issue isn't lack of guts, it's too much punishment. Women demand initiative, but often reward mistakes with contempt. So men choose silence. That's not cowardice. It's emotional and social risk management.
I've also been getting a lot of comments like this, and it drives me insane
Valid.
because it is not true. No matter how many people on this app are going to be like, well, no, you have to be attractive to approach. No. And this is exactly what I mean by it not being true. So I was at a coffee shop the other week, and a guy
Okay.
came up to me and approached me, and we started having a conversation. And it just
Did
so
it lead
happened, like, we
anything?
ended up sitting next to each other. 2 hours went by. Was I like feeling butterflies in this conversation? Absolutely not. Was he an objectively, attractive person? Maybe someone would say yes. There were certain things about him that were attractive, like he was
So
well
he
dressed,
wasn't attractive to you.
clearly took care of himself, was a good conversationalist. I was not attracted to this person, despite having a nice conversation.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
I'll give myself credit for like not being a bitch and being like, I'm not gonna sit next to you, or just being like standoffish
valid.
with him trying to make
Good for
a conversation
yeah,
with
that's
me. Like,
valid.
I'm not gonna do that because I'm not gonna treat someone with disrespect. Like, he clearly put himself out there to be kind and friendly for no reason to me. I mean, clearly his reason was to hit on me, but good for him for putting himself out there. Like, my lack of attraction to this person should not stop him from doing this to other women in a kind and respectful way.
Okay.
And, I'm glad I had the, 1 to 2 hour conversation because it was
Damn.
nice to get to learn more about a new person and be curious. And so I think a lot of women don't do this, and they should be doing this, because when they don't do this, they make men feel like shit. And I know if I was a guy and I was rejected constantly, I'd feel like shit. So
Yeah.
we need to teach women to not be bitchy to men who are just
Just simply don't be disrespectful. That's it. But like an hour or two conversation and like, bro, they didn't make a move or like kindly reject or whatever. I don't know the whole story. We were not there. But it's like, or was she misleading for that hour or two? That's why it was so long. You never know. I'm just saying, I'm just playing devil's advocate here. You feel me?
being kind and putting themselves
But she
out
has
there.
she's making
and men
valid
need
points
to get this
all
narrative
across
out
the
of their
board.
head that it's only the attractive ones that should approach, and then they get the girl, because it's just wrong. It's literally just
Here's the thing you're not getting. You are attractive to, there could be 10 females, right? You might be attracted to, they might be attracted to you, like, say 5 of them. Half of them are attracted to you, right? That doesn't mean all 5 are going to score. Maybe there's only 2 that genuinely want to get to know you, and the other 3 just want a good time or to trick you. You know what I'm saying? But I do like the fact that she wasn't disrespectful and was chill. We see a lot of shorties get disrespectful, and that's the reason that propaganda showcases a lot of men and incites fear to not do it. especially with the gym situation. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna stop talking. I talked a lot. My bad.
Her story shows exactly why many men gave up. You can be polite, well-dressed, kind, and interesting, yet could still be invisible. She was respectful, but the message remains. Effort doesn't guarantee desire. Men are tired of spending time, energy, and courage on a low-odds game, when the emotional return is almost always, you're nice. But no, the brain learns to stop trying. It's not that only attractive men should approach. It's that the cost of trying has become too high for the reward, so they choose their peace.
Ladies, this one's gonna sting, but most of the time it is not men ruining relationships. It is women sabotaging themselves. But first, let me explain.
And everybody sabotages themselves, but holy shit. When a dude is hearing this shit, yeah, it makes me feel good about the last couple situations that they did this, that, and the third. You know what I'm saying? But let me check my ego here, okay? Let's hear what she got to say. But here's the main factor. Your vibe is your tribe, so it's your responsibility. Yes, you're tested. Yes, you're going to have bad experiences that make you learn something about yourself. Rather you apply that. If you don't apply, you're going to just be in the loop. A rabbit. I mean, not a rabbit, a rat. You know what I'm saying? But to hear a woman say this is the same thing as a woman hearing from a man's point of view, like, oh, wow, thank you for the bad, you know what I'm saying?
First is the victim mindset. If every argument turns into poor me, look
Facts.
what you did to me, you're not resolving the conflict.
You ruined
You're
my day.
dodging
You did this.
accountability.
You did that.
Second, attention addiction. If you need outside validation, likes, stares, DMs to feel secure, you'll never be happy with the man that you're with. Third, lack of
Bars.
self-worth. If you drag your unhealed trauma into a relationship but refuse to face it and deal
It's fucking cooked. You just go. It's that ticking bomb that's ready to explode. That ass.
with it, you're making your partner pay for damage that they did not cause. These aren't just little habits. They are relationship killers. They destroy trust, create resentment, and eventually push away the man or woman you claim to love. And the hard
Bars.
truth, a lot of women would rather blame men than admit that they're guilty of these patterns. So
Bars.
when you say men are the problem, ask yourself, am I sabotaging my own relationship? Try to ask yourself that. If you're
And I recommend, even if you're a man, ask that yourself too. That ass. It's a fact. It's a fact.
brave enough to admit that, you will change everything. If not, you're going to repeat the same cycle.
Oh my gosh,
You're
you know
taking
what
the
it is.
comments. I know this one is going to get a little heated.
She hits the nerve most
Oh,
people avoid.
God.
Internal patterns sabotage relationships more than external choices. When a woman is addicted to validation, carries unhealed trauma, and avoids accountability, she becomes emotionally expensive for any man who wants peace. Men don't leave because they hate commitment. They leave because it feels like stepping into a minefield. A healthy relationship needs two
Bars.
adults, not a therapist and a patient. A lot of lost female confidence comes
Oh
from
my
realizing
God,
their
that
own
was a
habits
bar.
push away the men they say they want. That truth hurts, but it sets you free.
Facts. Holy shit, that was a good one. I knew that was gonna be a banger by the views and likes. I'm like, let's see though. You feel me? I knew that was good though. That's a bar. How long was that? That was 20 minutes. God damn, I be talking, huh? I really be talking. My fault. Have a good day though. See you in the next one. Stay blessed as always. Make sure you smash like, comment, and subscribe to this motherfucker. You feel me? Type shit. Have a good one though. Stay blessed. Peace.